Man, that was a good episode tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big topic.
Yeah, man. But
Because
speaking of that, since it was such a big topic, what was the most memorable part of the conversation tonight?
For me, it's honestly like it's hearing you guys' take on it. For one, I think this topic has probably been, to some degree, I wouldn't say it's damaging, but I'll just say I've had a lot of experiences where, I was like we said, the me being in the room didn't mean for them what it meant for me,
Right.
Gotcha.
And the more that I became honest with myself about that, like the more I refuse to switch up or accommodate or change up anything about myself for them, but I did gain perspective at the same time, from you guys, where there's an opportunity there at the same time,
Right.
And so I think we often are put in positions where we have to wrestle with that. And I would say, as long as we keep it 100% authentic on our end and we don't walk away from that situation feeling less than.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I'll say, well, number one, to answer your question, Tori, the most memorable part of the episode was Marlon coming up with a new term.
I was just
tokenality.
Intentional tokenality, guys.
Intentional tokenality. That is like brilliant.
Yes.
But ultimately, bro, I think what's super important, really, like Mo just said, was accepting who you are in those situations. Because I think that, and I don't know, maybe this is just, our being in that corporate structure and learning to just be yourself and have that you are who you are no matter where you go. I think that it takes time to get to that place. There are some people that have that gift that, like, right out the womb, bro, like they are consistent in every room that they're in and they don't change up anything. And I think, me personally, I'm slowly getting into that space of where I'm just me 24/7. And while I'm there for the most part, that when you get to that moment where you can just like let all the filters off, and like, when I walk in this room, I'm this person. When I walk in this room, I'm that same person and don't have to worry about anything. I think that's a great place to be. And Tori said something in the episode where we have to learn to, like, I know I'm supposed to be there. And I think I was going to say it, I didn't get a chance to say it in the episode, but I think that part of our disconnect as Black people, I think a lot of us may not feel that we are supposed to be in those rooms. I think we have to get to a place where we know that we're supposed to be there. You know what I mean? I think there's something there to really address that uncertainty of knowing if you should be in the room or not.
And a lot of that comes from, I'll say this briefly because I definitely want to hear from you, Tori, but a lot of that comes from the way that we are viewed in those rooms, and we unfortunately owned some of that when we shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And then I think for me, JD, you was talking about it, how, based off my past experience, I'm not supposed to be here, but the fact that I am here is a testament to, one, our tenacity and our determination to be here. And I think that feeds into some of the other things, like, one, that's why I'm so confident when I walk into rooms. But also, something that really became apparent as we started talking was just the real weight, of the Black experience,
Yeah. Weight, bro.
Like you said, people only think about the 25%, but that other 75% is so heavy, man.
Yeah.
Really, I think at that moment, it really started, in the back of my mind, just started hitting me, as I was talking about, the lack of access to certain things, like, man, that other 75% is a ton. It's a ton, man.
Bro, it's like, I don't think people realize when we do leave the house, all of the stuff we have to process before we get to our next destination.
Yep.
Man,
Like a lot. And truth be told, sometimes we don't even, as men, we don't even process it. Black men, we don't even process it. But just think about that, right? You're leaving the house. You have to, number one, make sure that I do anything I possibly can to not get pulled over.
Yep.
When I get to my destination, now I have to make sure that I don't, if I'm in a position of power, I got to think about all of the stuff that for me not to lose that position of power.
Yep.
Then when I'm in a meeting in that position of power, now I'm trying to make sure that I am doing the right thing for not only myself and my family, but also my people. And that we got to do all of that. And our white counterparts just show up.
Dog. And on top of that, in many of those situations, we're combated with the, what's the word? Like we feel like at times that we should switch it up, right? We switch up how we talk. We switch up. It's situational blackness all over again.
Yeah.
That's really what it is, you know? And I know we did an episode on that, and it's such a big topic because, you know, we are often challenged with the moment where if I present everything that I am in this moment, it's not going to be seen the way that it needs to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Sad,
so I think the other part of it is, you know, learning how to package who you are.
Correct.
So that it can be received, right? Because, you know, as it taught us in school, communication is a two-way channel, and it's the responsibility of the person communicating to ensure that the person receives it, right? So I think one thing that would help us is, as we are still progressing in our career and whatever we're doing, is taking who we are and how can we package it so that it don't come off aggressive, doesn't come off wrong. It just come off as, this is me.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's one of the things that we have to struggle with, because one, when we walk into the room, that's already, like you said in the podcast, there's already this perception. And so we don't want to come off too aggressive. We don't want to come off as an angry black man. It's a lot of things. So how do you package what we really are to be kind of like JD was saying? So I'm the same person in this meeting that I am in the next meeting. So how can I package that in the right way?
Right.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
That's a real life thing, man. Like,
yeah,
that's a real life thing. Just
I'm telling you,
thinking about that.
You literally have to think about that on a day-to-day, hour by hour, minute by minute basis, man. Because when so, you know, I know you guys are kind of like me. We're almost like perfectionists, and we don't want to get caught slipping. We don't want to be the one that get the culture of blemish, right?
Yeah.
And so we're always processing. We're always making sure that we're on top of our game,
right?
So it open up opportunities for other people, you know.
Right.
Yeah, man.
It's
a lot, bro. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Another thing I thought was really good, and I'm glad we did it, and I hope we can think of other ways to incorporate other segments, was, you know, the questions from the fans. I think that was really good.
Was dope.
Keep the conversation going, right?
Yeah,
keep the conversation going. Keep the conversation going.
I love, man. I tell you, JD, after 12 o'clock, that's your spot. That's your spot, man.
Yeah.
Just be creative, dog.
You crazy, man. You crazy. But I do like that, because for one, we all friends, man. And so what people don't know is we legit talk like this all day long in our group chat. Yeah. And so it comes off easier. We have a thought-provoking conversation. I'm not trying to diminish what we do here on the podcast, but we talk like this all day long. And so I think it's helpful to get a perspective from someone on the outside, just to do something that's going to make our mind kind of click up and think on another topic. And, you know, I think that's what this segment allows. You know, we need those questions to come flowing. Y'all send those questions in so we can make sure we have a nice little funnel that we can go through and answer those. But I think it's great. It's always great to hear from someone that's actively listening, you know.
Right. And it's somebody that knew us prior to who we are now.
Right.
So
That's real.
I think she was actually a great person to ask that question.
Yeah.
Seen us grow from the little men to the men we are today.
Right.
So that was great. You know, but hey guys, this is the Black Afterthought. Please continue to send us your questions. If there's other segments you might want to see in the future podcast, let us know. We're definitely humble and just, appreciative that you guys are taking the time to join us weekly to just listen to us. It's less, from our perspective, how we see things. This is Black Man Think Podcast. Thank you guys.
Yep.
The Black Men Think Podcast.